What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, Testing the Waters with Lane Jackson. Being that I'm fairly still new to kayak fishing, I watch a ton of YouTube videos on different kayak setups and layouts. So in today's video, we're gonna go over my fishing kayak setup, my Hobie Pro Angler 12 Camo Series, and I'm gonna share with you guys how I have it set up, some of the things I have on my kayak for inshore saltwater fishing. Just shout out to Louisiana Custom Kayaks for sending me this great care package in the mail. They sent me a couple of towels, which will work out perfect because I always go through towels. They sent some heat shrinks, a wire loom, and they also sent me a lanyard for my kayak as well. All these items came in perfect because I was actually gonna put like a little repair kit together for my kayak. So thank you, Louisiana Custom Kayaks, for hooking your boy up. I greatly appreciate you guys. I wanna give you guys a really great piece of advice. When it comes to setting up your kayak, when it comes to laying it out, always remember less is more. Remember that less is more. The very first time I went on my trip, I had a ton of stuff. I had more stuff than I need. Stuff was everywhere. And then the most important stuff that I really need, I had it like stored behind me or in the very front of the kayak, and it was just a pain in the butt to get to it. And when you're setting up your kayak, always remember that. Put the most important things close to you. So your attachments, your storage containers, and then kind of build from that spectrum, all right? If you use that blueprint, if you use that layout, your trip is gonna be just that much fun, and you're just gonna enhance the entire experience. So before we dive straight into the kayak setup review, I want you guys to know that this is a used kayak. This kayak did come with a lot of items already on it, but in today's video, I will share with you guys some of the items I think you really should consider getting, and I'm also gonna share some of the items on this kayak that I feel like maybe can wait, unless you just really want it. If I had to outfit this kayak brand new, I will share with you guys those items that I will get and that I will focus on first before I get like all the bells and whistle items, as they would say, all right? So with that being said, I'm gonna quit talking because you guys didn't come here to see my face. You actually came here to see the kayak and the setup. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So you guys are looking at the 2017 Hobie Pro Angler. This is a used kayak, and this is the Camo Series. Very nice kayak. Before we dive straight into it, I will say one of the must-haves or must-dos for your kayak is having a stand or something for it to sit on when you're not using it. I watched a lot of videos, and this was something that a lot of people were saying that was across the board. So I came across this stand that I built myself. Shout out to Kayak USA. He built the stand on his channel. I thought it was a dope stand, and I created it for myself, and it fits perfect for the Hobie Pro Angler. And what's cool about this stand and the height of it is I can push it straight to the bed of a pickup truck and it slides straight on. And I used scrap wood, some old fire hose around the fire station, and I built this on my downtime within a week span. Probably could have built it in like a couple hours straight, but some 2x4s, some scrap fire hose, and some used wheels, and here we have it. I got about $5–6 wrapped up in it just for some screws. What I did was put swivel wheels on the front and then regular straight wheels in the back. So if you guys want to watch that video, go to Kayak USA. I'll put his link in the description. You can check it out. So we're going to start this review basically from the rear of the kayak and work our way to the front and around and try to keep this thing short, sweet, and simple. So with that being said, starting at the back of the kayak, we have the Power Pole Micro Anchor. Now this is an item that came with the kayak. This is something I did not purchase. I will say, if I was starting out, this is not something I would buy right away. But I'm also going to say this thing is super convenient and I really, really enjoy it. The pole is right there. And this thing is quiet. So when I want to anchor down, if I see some fish, I don't want to spook them, I can anchor down real quick. I have a key fob mounted to the side of the kayak, and I also have a key fob on my life vest. But again, this is a very pricey item. So if you're buying a kayak or you're getting into it and you want to build your kayak up, this probably wouldn't be the money I would invest in right away on this particular item. I will focus on other items first, but it is a very nice feature to have on your kayak. And this is the battery mounted one. They do make a hardwire one, so if you're going to be running a lot of power in your kayak and you want to have all day power, I will say fishing 2 days back to back off one charged battery did very well. Next, we have the Hobie Livewell. This again came with the kayak as well. When I got this kayak, man, this thing was turnkey pretty much. But this is the version 1. I am going to upgrade to the version 2. Now, this is an item, it depends on your type of fishing, depends on what you want, or what you would like on your kayak. For me, I feel like having a Livewell is something I really want, so I am going to upgrade. But what I like most about the Livewell is that the rod holders on this Livewell puts my rods directly behind me. When I first went out, the rods were here, and every time I go cast, I was just getting all tangled up. So I purposely put this on this kayak mainly for the rod holders. Now I do use the Livewell, but I don't use it for live well purposes. I use it to put ice and ice my fish or my drinks. But I will say when I upgrade to the V2, I probably will be using the Livewell a lot more than I use this one. But this is an item, if I was buying stuff for my kayak, if I was building a kayak, I would definitely invest in this. Next, another must-have, a net of some sort. This is a short handle net. They do make long handle nets. In my opinion, this one works fine for me. I thought about upgrading to a long handle, but haven't had any real issues with this one, so I'm just gonna keep it. And what's cool about this net, it has this little lock, or like this little clamp right here, so I can clamp into the kayak just in case it falls off, but it floats, so I'm not really worried about it. But I usually store it behind the seat like this, and then when I start fishing, I usually just keep it right here handy, so when I get ready to land that fish in the kayak, it's right there. The next item I think you should definitely have on your kayak is a stringer of some sort. This is the brand I decided to go with. This is a very durable, really good quality stringer. The only downfall to it is super long. I believe it's like 12 or 15 feet long. So I'm gonna try to cut it down shorter without compromising the actual stringer itself. But I had a few issues where I catch fish, I put them on the stringer, and they end up swimming around under the kayak and getting wrapped up around the Mirage drive. So what I've been trying to do is trying to pull some of the slack in the kayak, but it's just a pain in the butt. So again, some sort of stringer is a must in my opinion, especially if you're in the water. And it's just to help keep your fish fresh, preserve them a lot longer, preserve the quality of the meat. Next, we have rod holders. We have 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. There's holes for 2 rods, but you can fit 3 if you want, depending on the size of your rods. I really don't use them other than when I'm transporting my kayak to the launch, just to protect the tips. I'll slide them in there. But as far as carrying extra rods, I normally carry about 3 rods max, and that's about it. So I don't know if this is a standard option on the Hobies, but it's something that I probably wouldn't buy right away. But it came with the kayak, so I have 1 here and 1 right here on the other side. So when I was basically setting up my kayak, I wanted to make sure everything was convenient for the way I fish and for my needs. So under the seat, I have this first bin that has all my soft plastics. It has my leader line, some extra hooks, some like artificial shrimp. I got a little bit of everything in this tub, and this was like a $14 tub off of Amazon. I'm gonna get another one, but a waterproof one, and that's gonna be for like my GoPro setup, any kind of camera, battery, stuff like that. But very convenient, and it fits under the seat perfect. Like, it doesn't even touch. Even when I sit down, it doesn't even hit. So that's under the seat. And then my next setup is this hatch right here. I have some more tackle, which I keep in the hatch, and I have like my jig heads, some lures, just some miscellaneous stuff, some lead weights, some hooks, all different sizes, and I keep that in the center hatch. And below that is my battery for the Garmin. What some people do with this hatch as well, they also have a bin that they make. Some people use the bin. Me, I prefer the trays with the actual like shelf style right here, because again, I want everything I need right here by me, so I don't have to go digging through a lot of items or a lot of things on the kayak when I'm on the water. We have a Garmin fish finder. This came with the kayak. This is something I probably would try to get as well. This would probably be a priority thing. If I would have had to say, if it was on my list of priorities, it would probably be like priority top 3 for sure. I do feel like it's very helpful. I use it mainly to see how deep of water I am. But other than that, man, most areas I fish, there's fish in there. You can see them most of the time. So I don't use it for the fish finder purposes a lot, but it's an item that's very, very helpful. You guys can see the front of my kayak is very open, and that's what I really wanted. When I originally got this kayak, there's a lot of mounts and stuff in this area, and I really didn't like it. I want it open. I want to be able to see. I want to be able to pull fish on both sides of the kayak. So I set my kayak for that, for those purposes only. So the only thing you guys do see here, and this is going to be temporary, we have a mount for a rod. a rod holder, which I think is very important to have some kind of rod holder, especially when you get ready to get your fish on the kayak. You can put your rod here and deal with the fish. There's a few times I did drop my rod in the water. I didn't lose the rod, but you know, I submerged the reel. So that's not a really good thing in salt water. So this is a temporary spot. I'm gonna order a different rod holder and I'm gonna mount it right here because I'm right-handed and it fits perfect. It's gonna be a perfect location for me to put that rod when I do land that fish. So this is just a temporary spot. I do have a mount right here for a GoPro boom or GoPro stick, which I will be hopefully getting another GoPro soon. Right now I have one. I want to get one I already have a setup for the back that is already ready to go, and potentially may try to get another GoPro for the front. We'll see. We do have this like lanyard for the Mirage Drive secured to the kayak, and then it secures to the actual Mirage Drive just in case I flip this thing, which I hope I don't. Some kind of rope. I just use this power pole rope, but some kind of rope I have hooked to the kayak, so when I'm launching from the docks I can wrap it up. And then sometimes just pulling it, you know, when I hit shallow areas I can pull it in low water, get out the kayak and just pull it. Coming to the front hatch, don't have much in here other than an anchor. I have just like rod float. I don't really use it, or I don't use it. I'm not gonna say really, I don't use this, but it's here. And then another rod mount, and then the straps for the tying on the kayak when I'm transporting it. I really don't keep a lot in here other than my towels and my drone when I bring my drone, because I want to keep that super dry and make sure no water gets on it or in it. So this bin is secured. It is for anything that I don't want to get destroyed or lose. Coming around this side of the kayak, as you guys can see, we have the Hobie tackle bin. Now this is a top priority item in my opinion, and I'm actually gonna get a new one because this one has seen better days. I actually broke on accident the other bungee. There's two bungees for this, but I accidentally broke the other one. But I keep all kind of stuff in this bin. I keep lures, my polarized glasses, I keep my Pro Cure. I keep all kind of stuff in this bin, man, and I use this bin a lot. I normally just throw my lures, the lures that I'm going to be cycling, on top, and it's just very convenient. And this is an item that should definitely be like number one, number two purchase if you're someone that's outfitting your kayak and trying to get it ready. Coming to the next addition. Now this is something I did put on the kayak. This was something I invested in right away because I felt like it was important, especially after like my second trip out on this kayak, was having some kind of push pole. So I got this yak pole from Yak Gear. Very great push pole. This is a 6-footer. They do make a 9-footer, and after having it for some time, I wish I would have went with the 9-footer, but I'm gonna keep this for now. But definitely invest in a push pole or make your own. I did buy this mount right here from Yak Gear, and I also bought the roller mount from Yak Gear, and I bought the mounting plate from Yak Gadget that mounts to the H-Rail. Both of them are great products, and I wanted to mount it to the side down like this so it's out of the way. When I bought this pole, I had it in the kayak with me and it was always in the way, and so I finally got it where I want it, and it's very convenient. It's in a great location and I love it. But this is something I definitely think you guys should invest in, a push pole or make your own. So yeah, this is a great add-on in my opinion, and should be another high priority item as well. Coming along here to the side, you have a cup holder, which in my opinion you don't necessarily need, but it came with the kayak, and it's one of those things like you really don't need it, but when you have it, you're like, it's pretty cool to have it. So we have a cup holder. Originally was in the front, again with a whole bunch of other attachments. So what I did was I relocated to the side back area since I don't use it a lot. Right behind that, in this little groove, we have my fish stick from Yak Gear as well, and this is a must as well, especially in the low country, especially pretty much anywhere saltwater fishing. You have to have some kind of measuring board or some kind of setup, because you know DNR don't play, and there's no use taking the risk. Invest in some kind of measuring stick. This one is a great quality build measuring stick. This one is very durable. I went with the orange. They come in white and yellow, but for some reason I wanted the orange. And I keep it right in this little slot area right here, and it fits perfect. I will say though, with all the attachments and stuff, it's very loud. That gives you guys a hint on what I'm doing next to the kayak, but Other than that, yo, that's pretty much the entire layout. I had to go back through the kayak and prioritize things. I will say life vest is #1. No matter which style, but have some kind of PFD on you. All right, that's the #1 item. #2, I would say storage, kayak storage, some kind of way to store my gear, because when you get on that water, you know, even if you have a couple containers, you know, some Walmart containers, whatever, to get you through storage. #3 on my list would probably be, and it's more like a combination. I feel like you kind of need all three of them, but it would be the stringer, the net, and a measuring device, because they're all vital. So I would say if you can't get a stringer, don't stress about it, but definitely try to get a net and a measuring, some kind of measuring device. I would say if you can't get a nice fancy measuring board, just take a measuring tape out there with you. As long as you got something to measure those fish, you don't want to get caught with illegal fish. After that, I would say a push-pull or anchoring system. The good thing about this, and I'm not trying to hype this brand up, but it is a very great quality push-pull for the money. You can use it as an anchor. You just tie a rope around it. I see a lot of kayakers do that. And this would probably be what I would do if I didn't have the power pole mounted, but this would be the next thing I invest in. And then you don't have to dive into mounting it all fancy like I did, but if you have the funds to go ahead and do it, mount it up. That way it's out of the way. So that would be the next thing I'd do. When it taps into the big ticket items, I probably would say I would invest in this next. I feel like this is very useful. And then probably the Livewell for me for sure. I definitely would get this. It won't be the first thing I get, but it'll be something I would really get, like focus on getting. And then the last thing would be this. This would be something like, if I just had that money, I would get it, but it's not something that I will put on my list, honestly, and that's just my opinion again. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found this video very useful, especially if you're getting into kayak fishing. Stay tuned, y'all. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway at 100 subscribers. I appreciate you guys showing so much love and support, and I want to give back to you guys. So at 100 subscribers, we're going to do the very first giveaway on this channel. I'm going to give away some fishing gear. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but you don't want to miss out. So I'm going to need your help to help spread these videos out by subscribing to the channel, sharing these videos with your friends and family, sharing on your Facebook page if you want, and just comment down below some of the stuff you like to see. I live in Beaufort, South Carolina, so if you're someone that has a channel and you want to collab, let me know. Let's get up. Let's collab. Let's get some footage. Maybe you can teach me some things because I'm still learning. And yeah, it's just a great experience. So until next time, y'all, peace.